Hi everybody, this is Ricky. If you were on the presentation Tuesday, then you heard our discussion about Nadex, and this is Nadex, and it's actually a perfect day to give you your introduction to it because 9:30 at 9:30 this morning, the crude oil inventories are coming out. So I'm going to show you what my strategy is for a high impact news report like that and the reasoning behind it. Okay, when you first log into Nadex, it's going to look something like this. It's going to be a little bit, your open positions are going to be here in the middle. You can just drag those down and boom, they'll lock right in there with the working orders. Now you can see I already have the spreads here, but just ignore these for now. Okay, on the left here, this is where you do all of your trading from. Forex binaries, all the different pairs that they deal with, and when you click on it, it will show you the different times of each trade and the duration of it. Okay, and when you click back off of it, boom, these are the regular binary trades now. Okay, you can also do spreads on Forex, and they're here. It'll just show the same pairs. These are the pairs that they offer in Nadex. What we're looking for today is commodity spreads right here. And we're looking at crude oil. Okay, it's a high impact report. We know that chances are there's going to be a lot of movement on the chart, on the trend, but we don't know what direction it's going to go in. We're not fundamental traders. We're not fundamental analysts. We do technical analysis, so we don't know if it's going to be, good for oil or bad for oil. So we're going to cover ourselves both ways. They're offering just the daily right now, so I'm going to pull that up. You see it comes up right here. Now, basically what I did was, you can see this top one here. I looked to see where this indicative index price, the indicative price, is just, it's a big word for at the money. This is where oil is trading at right now. Okay, so that's good, because on what I want to do is I want to buy the floor of the bull spread. Okay, so I come over here. This is where you do the selling under bid. This is where you do the buying. So we're going to buy this. Okay, you just hit right there. The ticket will come up, and as you can see, before you execute any trades on Nadex, your max loss and your max profit are always presented to you. So you know going in the maximum you can lose and the maximum that you can win. Your risk and reward is, you know it going in. You can't lose any more than this. Okay? Unless you increase the size. Here, if you added another contract, then obviously this would double. If I increase that to 2, it becomes 100. Just went up to 50 from 40 back down to 49. You can see how it fluctuates. But I got in right here. This was I bought this floor of 48, and the ceiling on it is 53. Okay. This is the time left on the trade. This is the date of expiry. This is the time that I executed the trade. This is the price I got in at. This is telling me that I have one buy. It's kind of a bluish green, and it has a +1 or however many contracts you have. That's saying that I bought that one. Okay. Now on the other hand, on the bear spread, or straddle spread, I call it a straddle, what we want to do is we want to sell the ceiling of 48. So, like I say, ignore this is here. We go up here and we look, okay, right here. Floor, ceiling. So we're going to sell this ceiling of 48. And you do that under here, under the bid where it's red. Pull up our ticket. We see what our risk is on this one is 45, with a potential of making 465, basically a 10 to 1. That would be a 1,000% trade if it maxed out. I'm not saying it's gonna, but as you can see, the risk to reward ratio is pretty good if we get a good movement on the news reaction, and that's what we're hoping for. Okay, and I have this drawn out to visually represent it on my Forex chart. So you can see I already bought this, so I'm not going to buy it again, but you can see 45, 465, and we sold. So what we did, in a nutshell, we bought this floor to a ceiling of 5,300 or 53.00, and we sold this ceiling. So the floor and the ceiling are the same, and I can show you that right here. This is our bull and our bear spreads right here, visually represented on the oil chart. Now it's 4:30 right now. We have another 5 hours before the news comes out. My chart here isn't exactly lined up with Nadex, so it's actually closer to down in here. But you'd want to keep an eye on this. You know, if this shoots up to here, you know, for whatever reason, you might want to, you know, I mean, that's your choice. Where, you know, you say, do I want to keep the profit or not? That's the benefit of Nadex. You get to close out of every trade whenever you want to and lock in profit or limit losses. But at 9:30, we're expecting a big move. Back in, if I can see here, let me pull this back down all the way here. Okay, it is. I'm just going to go back here and see if I can see where the last report was. Okay, you can see some big moves here. This looks like it might have been a news reaction here. But you see what I'm getting at. We're not fundamental analysis, we're technical analysis, and we don't know what the oil report is going to say today. So basically we covered ourselves both ways. When the oil report comes out, if it drops, you know, 200 points, boom, it's $1 a point. This is a 500-point spread right here. This is a 500-point spread, okay? And I got in right about at the money. So this chart really isn't representative where the money is right now. There's a little bit of a deviation in pips. Because as you can see on my Nadex, I got in, right now it's trading at 48.05. Okay? On my Forex chart, it's trading at 48.50. So, it's actually closer to down, right about where the floor is and the ceiling. The floor of the bull spread and the ceiling of the bear spread. So, I hope that is a good representation of the strategy that we're trying to do today. You can run these spreads both. This is what I call it, a straddle spread. It's a straddle spread because we're going both long and short on the binaries or on oil or anything really that you want to trade. You can run one of these spreads in one direction or the other. So, you know, if like down here, I have a trade going right now with the Great British Pound. I'm up $95. I could have ran a spread on here when I placed this trade, and I could have put a bull spread on this, and I'd be in the money on the bull spread and on Forex. So I'd be in the money on Nadex and Forex. And usually I do that. I didn't do it this morning because I was more concerned with just planning to get this video done and cut in time to give you guys a visual representation of what we're doing. But this is my Forex chart, and that's our bull and our bear straddle spread. We're ready to go. No matter which way oil goes today after that report, we're covered. We're covered long and we're covered short. And I bounced back to Nadex. These are my open orders. They're under my open order box. If you happen to place an order and this indicative index, which is just a big word for at the money, happens to move before you actually place the order, sometimes your orders will go into the working orders because the money, you know, it's not right at the money, and it'll take a minute or two to fill, or sometimes you might have to amend the order to get it to fill, however many pips it moved. But you can see we have our positions here, and our floor and our ceiling on both spreads are the same. For anything you want to trade, you come over here to the left, and it's all here. These are all your binaries right here. These are your Forex spreads, your commodity binaries, your commodity spreads, gold, natural gas, soybean, silver, and it's really not as complicated as people make it out. I wanted this, actually we're already in profit here on our bull spread, but I'm going to do a couple of more videos. I wanted to get this strategy done today so everybody understood what we were doing as far as this straddle spread and the strategy of it on a high impact news day. But I will be doing other videos covering more about Nadex and getting it just so you guys can understand it more. There's really nothing to be intimidated here. It's once you get your head wrapped around it, it's really simple, and you have so many more choices than a regular options platform. So I hope this has made Nadex a little bit clearer to you, and you understand what our strategy is today for the oil inventory report, the news report. So I hope it helped you guys. For the ones that I met, for you guys that I met in the presentation on Tuesday, good to be talking to you again. And if there's anybody new here that I haven't met, we'll be talking in the future. So cheers, and let's see what happens in a little over 4 hours. Bye-bye.